I got the bloodlust.
Me too.
I want to kill. Let's kill.
Hello, listeners, and welcome to The Bloodlust. This is your go-to podcast for classy broads talking horror since 2014. This is episode 292 of the program. Tonight we are discussing a found footage movie. Hooray! This one's called Man Finds Tape. My name's Amy, I'm your fearless leader, joined as always by my lovely and talented co-host, Kay.
Hi.
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 You sound much better.
Yeah,
We were
getting
gonna
over it.
We were going to be in trouble if you didn't get better quickly.
Yeah, it's a good thing that we're recording this weekend and not last weekend because, wow, I couldn't speak at all.
No, you sounded awful.
Terrible.
Great timing.
Yeah. But I got it out of my way before Christmas.
Before Christmas, and that's great.
Yeah.
And you still sounded suitably sick at your work holiday party so that your bosses couldn't give you a hard time, and that's nice.
Yeah.
That works out. Listeners, we hope you're having an okay lead up to the holiday season. Only a couple more days. We're all gonna get through this.
Santa Claus is coming to town. Bam.
That's right. Because it was the most busiest, stressfulest time of year, we only watched one of our two horror homework movies.
And you know what? We don't want to hear about it. Okay?
We're really sorry. I saw Kay looking just forlorn and dejected on the chair earlier, and I was like, what's the matter with you? And they said, I'm just thinking about all the stuff we still have to do. And one of the things was watch our second horror homework movie. So I said, you know what? Let's prioritize self-care.
Yeah, because it's already 6 o'clock.
Right. And tomorrow's work.
And tomorrow.
However,
it's the only day of work this week.
that's correct.
Yeah.
So we do have that to look forward to. Hooray.
Hooray.
Without further ado, let us get into our one and only horror homework movie for this episode.
What is it?
It's Bride of Frankenstein.
Oh, yeah. I was there.
Yeah, you were. It was just this morning.
This morning.
Came out in 1935, one of the older movies that we have done. Actually, the oldest, right? Because 39, Freaks was 39. So
Sure.
this is the oldest movie we have done for horror homework.
Yeah.
It was directed by James Whale, a fellow friend of Dorothy. There's a movie about him called Gods and Monsters that is very good, that stars Ian McKellen and I think Brendan Fraser, actually. It's very good. But anyway, Bride of Frankenstein is available on HBO. Kay, would you like to tell us about Bride of Frankenstein?
If Barbie stops barking for 1 second,
Then
I'd love
yes.
to. All right. Bride of Frankenstein. On a stormy night, Mary Shelley is hanging out and reveals that there's more to the story about Frankenstein and his monster. Picture it. The angry mob is all gathered around, watching the monster be burned to death at the windmill. They're encouraged to disperse, but not before a man trips and falls into the flooded pit below. Dun dun dun! The monster is not dead. He drowns the man. The wife helps who she thinks is her husband up and out of the pit, but nay, it's the monster, and he pushes her off the cliff to die with her man. Frankenstein's servant, Minnie, watches this all go down and runs to tell the tale. The monster is not the only one thought to be dead at the windmill, but is actually still alive. Harry Frankenstein, too, is returned home to be nursed back to health by his fiancée. The monster is shot, captured, then escapes, and finds a blind hermit who has been waiting for a 9-foot grunting toddler of a best friend. He teaches him the words for bread, smoke, drink, good, and bad, which the monster picks up very quickly. They're like sponges at that age. But then along comes two lost motherfuckers to ruin the beautiful new friendship, and the monster accidentally burns the bestie's house down. Frankenstein is on the mend and gets a visit from his old mentor, Dr.
Pretorius. Beelzebub.
He has figured out how to lab grow a human brain and wants Frankenstein to help with the whole body part. That's a no for me, dog. I'm out of that game. On account of I just got married, and I nearly died, and my last creation killed a bunch of people, and it kind of ruined my reputation in this town, and my servant says that he's still roaming around out there. I'd rather just wash my hands of this. Dr. Pictorius gives a hand motion, and the monster comes in and kidnaps Elizabeth. Now he has to help a bride for a bride. Thunder rolls, and the lightning strikes.
Get out.
Another love grows cold on the sleepless night. Thanks, Garth Brooks. They bring the monster's love to life, and he reaches out and says, "Friend," and Brad just starts screaming. She hates me like the others. Elizabeth is returned, and the monster tells them both to leave, but tells Dr. Pictorius and the bride to stay. They belong dead. With a tear in his eye, he pulls the lever that destroys the lab and the castle, leaving us all with the same thought. Why does that lever even exist? The end.
I mean, I guess you want a self-destruct button
Yeah.
on your whole house.
Emergency.
Just in
It
case.
was just like brick by brick from the top
Whole
all the way
thing.
down. Gone.
Yeah.
Oh, I really liked Frankenstein.
You mean you liked the character
Oh, excuse
or the
me.
movie?
I really liked the monster.
Yeah, me too. Except he randomly kills a few people.
Who among us?
I mean, he's kind of like a Lenny character from Of Mice and Men, where he
Yeah.
doesn't really mean to.
He didn't mean to.
I don't
kill
know.
the bunnies.
That's what I always thought, but he did seem to mean to. He just killed random people in this for the heck of it.
Yeah. A couple.
But
He saved that one girl. I didn't mention it, but he saved that one girl from drowning
he did. And then she was scared.
before the third mob scene.
So many mob
So
scenes.
many mob.
I also like how this has like the rarely seen aftermath of the mob scene where they all are like hyped up, but they don't really know what to do now, and they just all kind of like are standing around.
Yeah.
And a really ineffective cop.
Yeah.
I don't think I had really ever seen this. I thought I had, but I didn't remember. First of all, I didn't remember about all the little people that Dr. Pretorius had.
Yeah.
The other like rival doctor, the Mandark too.
It was his mentor.
Was it Mandark or Mandrake on Dexter's Laboratory? Well, to Frankenstein's Dexter has created these tiny people.
Yeah,
he
just-
grows them. I guess like homunculus style, like from. I don't know exactly, but he grows them, and they're like little foot tall people.
First he made a queen, and then she needed a king, and then they made this little, I don't know, pope guy.
This guy who disapproved of them, so he became a religious figure. Yeah, it was cute.
Yeah, I'd watch a movie about those little guys.
I know.
Yeah.
And that was some pretty cool special effects for 1935, let's be honest.
That's very true.
At first, and the reason I don't generally watch movies this old is that I can't get past the acting, man. It's so stilted. It's
I mean,
so
Minnie was the worst. Everyone else was okay.
Pretorius was pretty bad.
Yeah.
And the guy who played Shelley was awful at the beginning with all the rolling of all of the R's.
Well, he never got to go back to them. I was sad about that, too.
And that was weird, too, that we start with the frame story of them, you know, and then it never returns. It's just at the end.
the end.
But,
I'm happy to have watched it.
so am I. First of all, for movies this old, the nice thing is that they're all so short.
Yeah.
Hour and 15, man.
In and out.
Bing, bang, boom. Probably because film was super expensive back then.
Yeah.
So it gets in, it gets out. That's really nice. And I do enjoy the story of Frankenstein. I have a lot of questions about Frankenstein, though, and always have. First of all,
Number one.
why go to the trouble of dismembering and remembering bodies to make a person when you could just take a dead person and reanimate them? That doesn't count somehow as like creating life because you're just reanimating a person that's already. And if not, how much of a person do you have to replace before it's a new person?
I don't know. Maybe he just thought that was too easy, just to freaking jumpstart the heart back up.
I don't know. It's also funny how easily they're like, well, we're pretty much done. All we have to do is put the heart back.
Yeah. We've got the brain that you created, and we've got this heart that we definitely didn't just murder someone for.
That's right.
And we went to the hospital like you suggested.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much all it takes.
I guess.
Add a little bit more saline into the blood, and bing, bing, bong.
It kind of reminded me, too, of that movie, The Brain That Wouldn't Die, which is a really shitty B movie from the 50s about a guy who has, like, a head in like, a kind of in the same situation, a lady's head.
Yeah, sure.
Which,
For sex stuff?
for some reason, used to always be on TV late at night. I've seen it a million times. Anyway, what did you think of Bride of Frankenstein? You enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it. Yeah, I had a lot of fun. I was mad that they didn't unwrap her hands and arms. It's like, you gave her a whole outfit. Come on.
And the creature design for her is really cool with her wig and stuff. It's
Yeah.
iconic.
Yeah.
The creature design, even though it's neat for Frankenstein, doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Like the way his head is like a square and stuff. They didn't build him a new head. Why? It was also funny. I'm glad you mentioned the wrapping her up, because they wrap her, and it's so clear that a gay man made this movie. And probably everybody involved with this movie was gay. I mean, yes, most of Hollywood is gay, but this seemed like a particularly gay production because the costumes, like the fiance's fur trimmed.
I loved it.
Yes.
And then
that-
she put on a jacket that also had fur trim that
So it was
also
just
had
fur.
a third, like, hangy downy fur.
Yes. And then when they reveal the bride, she's wrapped completely, and they've wrapped her like a gown. Like, she has shoulder pads.
Yeah.
She has each individual finger wrapped. However, they have not wrapped her legs individually. They've wrapped them as one, so it looks like she's wearing a full-length gown.
Yeah, she's got that hourglass figure.
Which is
and
entirely intentional and hilarious.
I loved it.
Yeah.
And then when they reanimated her and threw her in that, like,
The wedding
luscious,
gown.
long gown.
So gay. So delightfully camp.
Yeah.
I've still never seen the first, like, the original Frankenstein.
Seems like we should have probably watched that first.
Well, I've always heard that this one is the superior of the two, and I just figured, why watch the second-rate one when you can watch the better one?
That's true. Well, I'm not sad.
I'm not either. I'm glad we watched it. And I love exposing you to very, very old things.
Yeah, that's true.
There's some really impressive special effects in this. The makeup is really cool. Who's Frankenstein? It's Boris Karloff as the monster is very good.
I should have said it first.
He brings a lot of emotion to the role, I think.
Yeah.
And it's cool that they have Elsa Lancaster play both Mary Shelley and the bride. Although they try
Oh, is that right?
They try and hide it in the credits. They have, like, the monster with, like, question marks. But yeah, she plays both.
All right. Well, both are 2-second long.
I know. I
Screen
wish they
time.
would have had the bride alive for longer. That's maybe my criticism of this, is that I liked seeing her and I liked what she chose to do, like the bird-like weird twitchy movements and stuff. I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
And I did feel actual genuine emotion for the hermit guy when he finds Frankenstein.
Frankenstein's monster.
I'm sorry. When the monster finds him and they are both, not so lonely anymore. I thought that was actually kind of moving.
I was sad that they only got one night together.
I know. Well, we don't know how much time passed. Not
true.
enough for them to get him a new outfit, but
Yeah.
what are you going to do? So you'd recommend this to people?
Hell yeah. What a fun watch.
It's shorter than an episode of 2020.
Which
So,
is generally what we base our time on.
pretty much. What would you rate it out of 5?
I'll give it a 4.5. I
Yeah.
loved it.
I'm going to give it a 4. You know what I really liked, too, was the castle that Frankenstein lived in.
but not the mini one.
Not
The big one. Okay,
the interior shots. The exterior, yes, it was quite a model, and it looked pretty silly. But the interior shots were really pretty. I loved how the ceiling was.
It was a weird shaped interior, but yeah, I loved it.
Weird and cavernous inside, and like almost like cathedral-y.
Yeah.
Yeah, neat. And
they made it look like it was 3 feet deep when it's going like out that door. Mm-hmm. That stone was real thick. Yeah, very cool.
Yeah, I give this a 4. We definitely think you should watch it. I'm glad that I finally saw it all the way through.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
It was your homework.
That was my homework too. So we decided on another horror homework movie after we finished Bride of Frankenstein because it impertinently started playing on its own.
It just said, you definitely want this next. And you were like, you know what? I guess we do.
So I don't want to say too much about what we're doing next episode, but we are doing 2 movies for our main review for the next episode. So we probably won't do 2 more horror homeworks. But if we do, it'll be House of Wax, 1953, directed by Unrated Toth. Didn't know him. Don't know her. And Carnival of Souls, 1962, directed by Herc Harvey. Mentioned it last time. Both are on HBO. Carnival of Souls is also on Prime and Hoopla and Canopy and blah, blah, blah.
Blah, blah, blah.
So I'm sorry we didn't do Carnival of Souls yet.
I'm not.
We also,
it was a busy day.
It was a busy day. It's a busy weekend. We spent all yesterday shopping. We may not do Carnival of Souls for next time. We may just do House of Wax. If we have extra time, we will do them both.
Correct.
So, that has been our horror homework.
Done.
Dick Wolf. Now, Man Finds Tape. This movie is unrated. It has a runtime of 1 hour, 24 minutes. Still nice. It was written and directed by Paul Gandersman and Peter S. Hall. This is their first feature. It stars Kelsey Pribilski, William Magnuson, and John Gholson. It premiered at the Tribeca Film Festival June 8th, 2025. Oddly enough, it premiered at the same film festival the day after the movie that we reviewed last time. It was released in the U.S. on December 5th of this year, so just a few weeks ago, in limited release in theaters and also available to rent at home. Currently on Rotten Tomatoes, it is 86% fresh with critics, but it does not have enough reviews to have an audience score yet.
Oh.
Just a little scrappy movie. Like I said, this is found footage. It involves a family of videographers, which makes it very convenient.
Yeah.
So the son is Lucas. He finds a videotape containing footage of someone coming into his room at night when he was a child and him waking up and being fed something and then going back to sleep.
Which is creepy.
Yes. So he kind of uses this to start a YouTube channel, also called Man Finds Tape, where he shares his findings and his investigation into this with the public. And it leads him into this mystery that seemingly involves his entire town. This town called Arlen, I think? Larkin, Texas. Larkin, Texas. So he is flipping out about this. He enlists the help of his estranged sister named Lynn, who now lives in Austin. She's moved away. And she comes back to her hometown to help him. And they find out that it seems to be linked to this guy, this Reverend Endicott Carr, who, coincidentally enough, his parents, who were also videographers, now deceased, were the people that used to film his public access religious show.
Watch out for the preachers out there, folks.
Always.
Always.
Always good advice. Like I said, this is the first feature from these guys. They are also authors. They have a book called The Dead Friends Society that they co-wrote together. And this was produced, listeners, by Justin Benson and Aaron Moorhead, the writing-directing duo, who made Resolution, Spring, The Endless, Synchronicity, and Something in the Dirt. Also indie filmmakers. They also did a segment on VHS Viral. And ones that we've reviewed most of their movies. Big fans of Benson and Moorhead at the Bloodlust. What did you think about this movie, Man Finds Tape, Kay?
So pros, I liked how creepypasta it felt. I'm into that.
Yes.
I'm into a found footage. Into that. Into like a nefarious preacher.
Always.
That'll get me good. As far as the cons go, I feel like I could have done with taking the story further instead of showing me them going catatonic 1 billion times. That's like all you see. It's just like every freaking scene is them going catatonic. It's like I get it.
What that means, because I didn't go over that in my summary.
So I guess the first time that they show you it is in the CCTV video of this guy getting run over by a truck.
That was very good.
I liked that very much.
That's what he sends to his sister to get her to come, isn't it?
Right.
Okay.
And he tells her to record it. And he's like, I think that maybe you will have a different reaction to this than people in the town. And we find out that what he's talking about is there's a certain moment where everyone in the video clip just completely freezes. And then you see this slow moving van. You're assuming that the person in the van is also frozen. So the slow moving van runs over a man and kills him. But even when he's watching it on his laptop, he falls asleep at the same spot. So there's something weird going on in the town where just every time that it hits, everyone,
Just
freezes. Yeah. And then it's shown again inside of the church, and then it's shown again inside of the barbecue place, and then it's shown again inside of... It's just...
Everywhere. Around the town. Every
2 seconds.
So too much of that for you.
Yeah, too much of the exact same thing. And then, even when they had... I did like that they had all of the people from that clip come to do, a talking head, interview style thing.
Right.
But then... we had to watch each and every one of them fucking fall asleep while they were watching it. Yeah, we get it. We got it. Got it. It also does something weird with their memory where they don't remember, coming to. They don't remember what they were last talking about. And, people just completely didn't know that they were in the area for the death, which is strange because wouldn't you see him on the ground, even if you didn't see the incident?
Right.
The twins said, oh, we must have been at church? Yeah, I don't know.
Right.
That was weird.
That's true.
Loopholes. Plot holes.
Plot holes.
Plot holes.
What about the characters? Did you find them realistic? Did you like them?
Yeah, I think that the acting was good. I don't think that the story had a lot to it. Personally, it was a lot of the first half of the movie was really cool, and I liked the mystery behind it, and I was following along, and everything was great. And then the second half, I kind of felt like it just completely fell off, and then it had more unresolved questions than answers, even with them explaining everything.
Yeah, that was my biggest problem. I liked a lot of things about this. I love found footage, and I like found footage that's set up like this, where they've made it into something.
Right.
It's not just a bunch of stuff put together. Someone has thoughtfully edited it.
Right, she's doing a documentary
yes.
inside of the inside of the story. I liked her stupid little part about Bigfoot and Nessie.
That's how it opens. She talks about, even though these are on film and everybody sees them, they're not real. But some things that are captured on film are real, I guess was the point of that.
Yeah, and people either will believe what they see or sometimes they won't believe what's right in front of them. Something like that.
I thought it had too much splainy at the end.
Right. But still a whole lot of nothing.
Well, that's why I disagree with you a little bit. I think it had too much story. Like, I think it had too much lore going on. And then the addition of the stranger that comes to town and stuff. Like, I felt like it got a little too convoluted with that kind of stuff.
I'll wait till we get to the spoilies because I don't know a lot of what happened. So you could just break it down for me.
This is very low budget, of course. But I think the performances are very serviceable for the movie. You know, I feel like they're not flashy or anything, but I think that everyone does a good job. They seem like real enough people and believable. And keeping in mind the low budget, I don't want to complain too much about the special effects, but there are some that are a little computery that I didn't like very much.
Sure.
Some of them are pretty good and gross, though. It does get body horror-y and kind of Lovecraftian.
What's the fear of holes?
Trypophobia?
Tryptophobia?
Yeah.
Don't watch this if you have fear of holes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think the guy who was cast as the preacher, I liked the casting of him because he was very boring looking and looked like just some dude. But he also had a nice preacher voice. I think he was well cast. And I think some of the camera work is pretty nice. So I think that, for the budget, for this being a first-time feature, I think that there's a lot to be impressed by in it.
And I loved Lucas. What a hunk.
Yeah, Kay thought Lucas was really hot. He didn't do it for me personally, but he does look a little bit like how I would look if I was a man, so
You'll allow it?
I'll take it as a compliment.
Yeah.
Yeah, the monster in this I think was too explained for my liking. I don't like that too much. But I liked some of the religious allusions in it.
Yeah.
I liked the fact that the monster was distributed like communion.
Yeah, like he was giving communion to the tiny children sleeping in their bed.
Mm-hmm. This reminded me a lot of Lake Mungo. I think it suffers in comparison a little bit, just because that movie's so good. But and especially in that it revealed too much, it suffers in comparison to Lake Mungo. But in good ways, it is similar to Lake Mungo 2 in the vibe of a character that is the center of your documentary who is flawed and lies, and how you reconcile a documentary with someone with the subject being kind of a liar.
I felt like the sister took that real far when that whatever, that person came up and was live recording her, and she was like, my brother's a pathological liar, and they're like, I found his sister. Like, pathological? That's a little intense.
Well, maybe we don't know his history and he is a pathological liar.
Maybe. She did get the fuck out of there after her parents died.
Right. So I think this has some stuff to say about like the nature of truth and the ubiquity of cameras and how even with that it's difficult to know what the truth is. So I think that's pretty cool.
Sure.
And smart. How tricky it is to see what is the truth in the age of constant recording and stuff. It's still, you would think that it would be
cut and dry. Yeah.
Yeah, but with the editing technology and AI technology, it is not. I really liked that initial footage.
Yeah.
The CCTV footage of the van. That was really cool. I read some interviews with the directors. They said that Lake Mungo was an inspiration for this, which I'm not surprised at all. They also said that Junji Ito, the manga artist who did like Uzumaki and stuff, was an inspiration, and that is all about spirals. So using the spiral in this and talking about how one of the characters said I saw his face and it was all spirals. That's straight out of Junji Ito. So there's a lot of stuff I liked about this. I would give this a 3.5, and I would be really interested in what the directors do next. I'd also probably be interested in their book.
I am hoping that this has a sequel because the way that it ended, I would, give me some more.
I believe that they would be willing to do a sequel. They did an AMA on Reddit, an Ask Me Anything on Reddit, and they talked about that, how they weren't going to reveal some certain things about like the stranger and stuff in case they do make another movie in the same.
Right.
Like Benson and Moorhead have done movies that they all seem to exist, all of their movies in the same universe. And even though they're not actual sequels to each other, some of the same characters will pop up or some of the same stuff from earlier movies, and I can see that happening with them.
I'm going to only give it a 3, I think. But maybe I'll change it after you explain things to me.
This reminded me a lot of Shelby Oaks. But I really thought that this was better. We can disagree on that.
I didn't dislike it. I just I didn't like the ending.
That's fair. I didn't love the ending either. I liked the way that this did found footage a lot better than Shelby Oaks.
Sure.
Mainly because it did
it
the whole time. Yeah.
It did it.
Right. But I think unlike a lot of found footage that seems really thin and uses the found footage format to cover up a kind of a thin story and a thin idea and thin character development, I think this one isn't doing that. I think it's a good found footage movie.
Yeah.
So I recommend that you see it. I think it's worth renting. I'm sure it'll be on streaming soon if you don't want to rent it for $7.99. Sure. Do you recommend that they see this or not?
Yeah, I do. I think that especially I really like the talking heads of it all. I think that the way that she started up the documentary within the documentary was really good. I just hope there's more.
Yeah, that's fair. Babe doesn't like it ambiguous ending.
I do not.
This one isn't really ambiguous, though. All right, we'll get into the spoilers. So we both recommend that you see Man Finds Tape, and like I said, it's a rental right now. On to the spoilies.
Spoilies!
So, in the movie, Lucas, on his channel, accuses the Reverend Endicott Carr.
Correct.
Of being the guy that came in his room.
Because he saw a glimmer of a pin that he always wears.
Right. And it turns out he was right.
Yeah.
Even though he had to
walk it back
on his channel because he was getting threatened of being sued.
Right.
But it was. And it was this Lovecraftian craziness where... You want to explain it?
No.
So the Reverend was using these creatures, putting them, they looked like worms.
Yeah.
Putting these worms, like tapewormy things, in these people's, the whole town of Larkin, in their mouths, and thereby being able to feed off of them. He was draining their life force.
He was using it as some sort of straw, but not physically because he didn't have to be in the room for it. No. Also, how did that put them to sleep? Also, how did they say, like, the stranger came in and he, like, was looking at Lucas and he was like, oh, this isn't the father. How would he know that just by the amount of freaking worms that are in him? I don't understand.
I don't know.
Right.
You just got to go with it. So somehow these worms enable the Reverend to feed leech life force.
Sure.
What's he doing with it? We don't know. That's just how he lives. Is he a regular guy? We're not sure.
Now he's making a new baby.
And so the crazy thing is Lucas has this girlfriend, Wendy.
Ex-girlfriend.
Yeah. And she gets in this car accident because they've fallen asleep at the wheel, which how does that not happen constantly in this town?
Right.
And at the beginning, that's what Lynn and Lucas are fighting over because she thinks that they were drunk or something.
Right.
And wrecked the car. But then after that, Wendy is all despondent because she was in the hospital and all this stuff. And she reaches out to God and starts going to church.
I don't want to say that it was a come to Jesus moment, but it kind of was.
And that leads to her agreeing to be the Reverend's surrogate.
Now that I don't understand at all. But that's just like a woman's choice, like whatever, that's fine. But I don't know. But she does it, and so she's carrying his baby, and presumably he's going to use the things to also pass this on to his child and have the child be able to suck life from people as well. Why not?
But then this guy comes to town, and the brother and sister think this is the answer to their problems. It's some mysterious stranger who is going to save us, but no.
It does. He knows how to get the worms out. He's
Yes.
got a whole book written in some ancient language that they even send it out, and no one could figure it out. He leaves all of his tools behind. He leaves the bag that he puts the little wormies in, and then they go into a different realm or something because you never see him dispose of them.
Yeah.
And then he just walks down a stairwell into hell? Question mark?
Yeah.
Never to return.
They thought he was going to help them, but he wanted the power for himself.
Yeah.
And wanted to usurp the power from the preacher. So he grabs the Wendy and uses the baby as, leverage. Mm-hmm. And he takes the power from the preacher, who then goes up in flames, and then he disappears. And I liked the stairway that grew out of nothing and then disappeared. That was kind of cool.
Sure.
Also another spiral. And there's cool scenes of, like, gross holes all over everybody, pulling things out. And, yeah.
I hated that. Hated all of those squirmy wormies.
So it's a weird, oddly sketched out Lovecraftian story.
Get your freaking lotus pot away from me.
Ew. But I don't really understand it either. Like, why... Where did he go? Why didn't he need his stuff anymore?
How do the worm straws work?
I don't know. And then there's also the fact that the Wendy has power because of her baby.
Sure.
And then what happens to her baby?
I don't know. The last I remember of her is her on the bed with little worms coming out of her palm.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what happens to her. But theoretically, I mean, they've been interviewing her. She's not pregnant anymore. They just gloss over that. I guess
How
you're
does
right.
watching a video of it, of the time frame, make you go catatonic?
They don't explain it. Is it a sound that they hear?
No, they sent it out to the audio people and video people.
Didn't they say there was some sound?
Yeah, they said there is a sound. There could be a sound, but not that it would make people just flip off. Yeah, they sent it out to people who decipher audio and video, and they said, yes, those things are true, but they don't know of any way that it would happen that people would just switch off. This is what I'm saying, that there's, like, more questions than answers.
That's often the case.
All right. I still liked it. I also really liked when he was given the little communion wafers.
Why all the Job? Any idea?
Preachers do like to preach on Job because no matter how many times the devil says, I bet he's going to forsake you if you just do one more thing, and God will do the thing, and still Job doesn't waver in his faith. So preachers like to preach on it. I think it's weird, personally, on account of it's showing that God gives in to freaking temptation of, hey, bro, I bet.
That's true. It makes God look really bad.
I know.
Yeah.
He kills his whole family, kills his livestock.
But he gives them new wives.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, and children. But, like, what about the old ones?
Easy come, easy go.
Switch them out. I don't care.
So preachers like to talk about Job because
He has such healthy and good faith.
and you want to make your people believe that no matter how bad things are for them, they have to still keep coming to church and giving money.
Right.
I see.
Yeah, he was obsessed with Job. He preached on it, like, what, 3 of the 4 sermons that we listened to?
I think so. It must be meaningful, right?
Sure.
You're right, though. It doesn't make a lot of sense. I think the whole stranger subplot could have just been removed.
Yeah. Although, it was cool that he knew how to get the worms out.
Yeah.
He had all the tools, but then he just left that shit behind.
But what was he doing when he would, like, whisper to them and then, like, a wave would go through the house? Like, what was that? Nobody knows. Yeah, I got some questions, too, turns out. I'm still giving it a 3.5 because I thought it was cool.
All right. Well, you didn't raise mine from 3.
That's fine. That's fine.
I thought, sometimes you can, but this time.
Sometimes I can. Not this time.
Not this time.
So that's what we think about Man Finds Tape. Let us know what you think if you've gotten a chance to watch it. We would love to hear your input. I've been reading The Amulet. I finished my comic books. The Charles Burns one was good. I think I already talked about that, actually, yeah. But I'm about halfway through The Amulet. It is very classic Michael McDowell, horrible, overbearing mother-in-law, and interesting town with lots of characters. And I'm liking it a lot. And you?
Well, the one that I just finished that
you loved.
am obsessed with.
Right.
It's called Havoc. It's by Christopher Bolin. It is set in COVID times. Get ready. A lot of things that are coming out now are set in COVID times because
People had time to write.
Yeah, they're all coming out now.
Okay.
It's this widower. She is just
That's a widow then.
Oh, sorry. Is this widow who decides that she's just going to travel and make the most of the end of her life. She doesn't have a home anymore. She's just like living in long-term hotel stays.
Okay.
So she's at this hotel in Egypt. She's also a little meddler. She like sees women, sees their horrible husbands, which I feel like vacation is not necessarily the best time to decide if a marriage
Sometimes
is good or not
you're right
because
about that.
vacations tend to be stressful.
That's true.
But anyways, so she'll decide if this woman needs help getting out and then she'll meddle in their relationship. And I just love her. She's like 81 years old. She's like, the world doesn't see me as a woman anymore. I might as well just help other women out. And she has 2 older gay best friends in their like 50s and they're just like palling around. But then this little 8-year-old comes and she thinks that they're going to be best friends because he's so smart. But then he starts blackmailing her. God, it's glorious. It's just like wonderful and what a ride.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Throw a little murder in there.
Havoc.
Havoc.
Yeah, I love the sound of that. I also wanted to mention, listeners, that I finished the Welcome to Derry series on HBO. And I gotta tell you, it sucked. It was really bad. Oh, I wanted to like it so much. And there's really good performances in it. Chris Chalk, who plays Dick Halloran, is great. That actor needs to be in everything. The child actors are really good across the board. Very cute. The opening title sequence is wonderful, and the best thing about the show, and the song will get stuck in your head for forever. The rest of the show is awful. Just awful. They just bungled every bit of it, every part. You know, I am not a big fan of Andy Muschietti, the guy who made the It movies and who made Mama, which I thought was fucking terrible. And yeah, he screwed it up. The idea behind the series is really cool. The novel has so many different time periods that it covers and so many different stories and vignettes that it really lends itself to a TV series like this. And I was really excited about it, and I was very, very disappointed. I did watch the whole thing.
And you don't even like TV shows.
No, I don't. But even for a TV show, this was not good. And I don't recommend it at all. At all. God. Especially the Black Spot storyline. They fumbled that so hard. Just awful. Made me really upset.
That's a opposite of recommendation.
Yes.
I recommend you not watch it.
I recommend that you do not watch it. What can I recommend instead? I don't know. A better TV show.
Good one.
A Stephen King TV show? Maybe I should watch Castle Rock and see how that is. Maybe that's better. That's like it's set in the Stephen King universe TV show that ran for like 3 or 4 seasons. Maybe I'll check that out. I can't say I recommend it yet. The first season of Stranger Things is great. On its own, I think it is a really good piece of...
Go back and watch that.
Yeah. So, that's what we've been up to outside of the horror movies. For our next movie, we are doing 2, like I mentioned. There was a movie that came out in 2023 that I quite liked, that I didn't have very high expectations for, but I ended up being pleasantly surprised by. That movie is called Influencer. It is currently on Netflix, Shudder, AMC+. They've made a sequel to it now that's called Influencers. They did like an Aliens thing. That one is on Shudder and AMC+ exclusively. We're going to do both of them since they came out pretty close together and are linked. And then we are going to review them and share that with you in 2 weeks.
That's right.
So we hope that you watch both Influencer and Influencers if you haven't seen them, and then join us back here in 2 weeks to discuss them.
To talk about it, talk about it, talk about it.
Beep, beep, boop, beep, boop.
Boop, 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 boop.
So, when we next talk to you, it'll be the new year. Good riddance.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. We hope you've enjoyed listening to us this year. Probably next episode I'll talk about my favorite horror movies of 2025 too. I didn't really think about it much.
Yeah.
My favorite one this year was Weapons, though, I can tell you that. Although I really liked Final Destination's Bloodlines. I did!
I liked Sinners.
And I won't apologize for it. And Sinners was great. It's probably my number 2. I just liked Weapons because I laughed so hard.
Yeah. Children ripping.
Anyway. If you have not reviewed us, would you please do so on your listening platform of choice? Send all your recommendations. Go ahead and open it. Questions, comments, concerns to thebloodlustpodcast@gmail.com. You can also leave them on our website, thebloodlust.net, as comments on our individual episodes. Also, all of our episodes are on our website, thebloodlust.net, not just the 100 that you find on most of your podcast platforms. So if you want to hear our old things, old ones, Like the Benson and Moorhead episodes, those are all on there. You can find them there. We are also on Facebook, Instagram, and Threads. We hope you've enjoyed listening to us in 2025. We've enjoyed reviewing movies and speaking with you.
At you.
Okay, thank you for joining me, and thank you for taking over as co-host.
Oh, thanks for having me.
I hope you're having fun.
Oh, of course.
Good. You're a very good partner, and I appreciate you.
Gay.
Yeah, a little bit gay. Thank you, listeners, for listening. This has been episode 292. Till next time, I've been Amy.
I'm Kay.
Thank you. Good night.
Hail Satan. And the thunder rose.
Get out.
And the lightning strikes.